As a Roman soldier, I never imagined moving to Londinium with my family. The weather was a stark contrast to Roma, but the city was a bustling hub of trade and commerce, with impressive Roman buildings and a vibrant marketplace. However, I witnessed the city under siege due to the terror of Boudica's uprising. The flames consumed the buildings and the cries of panic filled the air. Despite this setback, the city was rebuilt and continued to thrive, becoming a key center for Roman culture and governance in Britannia. Over the years, I witnessed the development of markets offering goods from across the empire and the construction of magnificent Roman baths, temples, and villas that left a lasting mark on the city. As I patrolled the streets, I marveled at the enduring legacy of Roman artifacts and architecture and the resilience of the people who called Londinium their home.
As a Saxon blacksmith in bustling Londonwick, my days are filled with the clanging of metal from my humble forge. I've toiled tirelessly, forging tools and weapons essential to our community's survival. Yet, our resilience was tested when the Danes ravaged London, leaving devastation in their wake. Forced to work for the invaders, I felt a profound sense of betrayal. But in the face of adversity, King Alfred the Great's triumph over the Danes brought a renewed sense of hope. Despite the hardships we endured, Londonwick rose from the ashes as our community worked to rebuild the city. Saxon London achievements such as the construction of Westminster Abbey stand as a testament to our enduring spirit and resilience.
As a knight, I have lived through the rich history of medieval Londonburg. In 1066, William I was crowned King of England at Westminster, marking the beginning of Norman rule and the transformation of our city. In 1097, the Great Tower of Londonburg was built and stood as a formidable fortress, a royal residence, and a place of imprisonment and execution. In 1135, the wooden Londonburg Bridge was destroyed by flames and then replaced with stone, and became a vital centre of trade and commerce. By 1348, the population of Londonburg had swelled to about 50,000, reflecting our city's burgeoning prosperity and influence. However, tragedy fell upon us in 1348–49, as the Black Death struck, leaving an indelible mark on our city. Through triumph and tragedy, Londonburg continues to remain resilient and thus shaping the destiny of our great city.
As a weaver in Tudor London, I've experienced the city's rich history firsthand. I recall the excitement surrounding the opening of the Royal Exchange, a hub of trade and commerce that transformed our industry. The devastating fire that engulfed the Palace of Westminster left a lasting mark on our community. During the reign of Henry VIII and his 6 wives, the birth of the Church of England due to his divorce reshaped our religious landscape. The weaving industry flourished, providing livelihoods for many as demand for fine textiles grew. The plague brought about advances in medicine, but also immense hardship and loss. The spectre of capital punishment and the fear of treason were constant concerns in our daily lives. Despite these challenges, I've been inspired by the flourishing of art, music, and literature, which have enriched our city and brought solace in troubled times. These moments have woven themselves into the fabric of our great history.
My father was a royal servant and told me stories about Stuart London, back in the days of James VI, when the population rose to around 200,000. Then the English Civil War and the Great Fire of London ravaged much of the old city. The uprising of the Catholic-led failed gunpowder plot happened on the 5th of November 1605, and the Great Plague struck in 1665. But amidst the chaos, London's landscape was changing. Covent Garden and Bloomsbury began to take shape, and the Bank of England was founded, shaping the financial system. The East India Company was flourishing, bringing exotic goods from afar. Shakespeare's plays were the talk of the town, and the city was alive with art, philosophy, and theatre. London was a hotbed of creativity and intellectual fervour. It was a time of turmoil and transformation, but through it all, London was exuberant and began to lay the foundations of a global city.
I'm just a factory worker, but I've seen Georgian London change in ways I never thought possible. It was a city of migrants, mainly from other parts of the British Isles. And by the end of the century, it had grown to a population of over 1 million, which surpassed Paris. The start of the Industrial Revolution transformed the city, and British Enlightenment became a popular philosophical, intellectual, and cultural movement. London expanded rapidly, absorbing 46 rural villages and 2 former cities, Westminster and the City of London. The new road was a toll road built across fields around the northern boundaries of London, the first part of which opened in 1756. St. Paul's Cathedral, a symbol of the city, was completed in 1708, and the Gordon riots of 1780 brought devastation to the streets. I've witnessed highs and lows during this remarkable period, and I can only imagine what the future holds for this ever-evolving city.
I grew up in Victorian London, when it was the largest city in the world, with a population of over 2 million people. Queen Victoria was on the throne, and the Industrial Revolution was transforming the city. The London Underground was expanding, making transportation easier for everyone, and railways were connecting London to the rest of Britain. The city was a hub of finance and trade, and electricity was starting to light up the streets. But life for me and many others was tough. Poverty was widespread, especially in the East End slums where I lived. New diseases were spreading due to poor sanitation, overcrowding, and pollution. Child labor was still a common sight in the factories. Despite the hardships, London was also a center of cultural history, with rapid advancements in science, industry, and the arts.
My grandfather was a member of the Welsh Guards Band, and he told me stories about London. By 1910, he said 7 million people lived there, and World War I had left lasting scars. The Roaring Twenties brought Art Deco architecture, while the Great Depression cast a shadow over the 1930s. The 1940s were marked by the Blitz and the end of World War II, leading to post-war immigration that enriched the city's culture. The 1953 coronation of Queen Elizabeth II was a moment of national pride. The swinging 60s brought a vibrant energy, with iconic figures in music defining an era. In the 70s and 80s, London experienced more financial booms and busts. In the 90s, the London Eye became emblematic of the city's skyline, while the rise of film, music and art shaped London's culture. Through it all, London has evolved into a diverse and dynamic metropolis that we are proud to call home.